Well, hello everybody. This is Pastor Jay, and I'm coming to you from the vicarage, and we are here today to do our Saturday Digging Deeper devotional. All this week, we've been digging deeper into our sermon subject from last Sunday, which was Acts chapter 27, the shipwreck. And we've been talking about what it looks like to walk in faith when we are in the middle of life's shipwrecks. You know what we're talking about, those moments when life just seems to be going through a big storm that threatens or maybe succeeds in causing our lives to fall apart. So how do we react? How do we respond in life's shipwrecks? How do we walk through them and maintain our faith? Well, we've learned so far that it requires us to be obedient to God's known commands, and it requires us to operate in love. Not just any love, not just the kind of love that says, oh, I'm going to make peace with you for the sake of being peaceful, or I'm going to tolerate you, but the love that is actually filled with God, kindness, patience, humility, those types of things that really speak to us about God's love, even in the midst of facing very strong opponents. Finally, today, I want to talk to us about the third step of walking in faith through shipwrecks, which is the attitude of gratitude. Throughout the scriptures, Paul tells us that we are to be afraid of nothing, anxious of nothing, anxious for nothing, but in everything by thanksgiving, we are to make our petitions known before God and allow the peace of God, the shalom of God, to fill our hearts and minds. If we are to walk in faith through the shipwrecks of life, then we must have an attitude of gratitude. We need to watch how we're speaking. I was just in a conversation with someone from the church about this the other night, where we were talking about how the church is being challenged in the way it speaks about itself and about our situations. We need to speak with gratefulness and thankfulness. When Paul was facing the shipwreck, he knew the story, and he didn't deny the hard things of the story that he was living. He didn't, for instance, say, oh, don't worry about it, guys. We won't lose the ship. Everything's going to be fine. He didn't say that. He said, we will all be spared. Our lives will be spared. But the ship is going to run aground. He didn't deny the truth. He just didn't focus on the negative parts of the truth. He focused on, we're all going to live. So what are the positive things that we can affirm in our current walk? I'm not saying don't look at the things that are hard. Don't refuse to speak to the things that are hard. But how do we frame what we're walking through in the shipwreck in terms of the blessings that God is going to pull from it? We need to have an attitude of gratitude. So what is God calling you to reframe in the way you speak about your life, about your shipwreck? And how is he going to affirm you? What would he have you affirm? What attitude of gratitude would he have you take in the midst of what you're walking through? The good things and the hard things. Until we meet again, God bless you and be at peace.